Micron Technology, MU, Q4 Fiscal 2025 Earnings Call Summary. Good afternoon, everyone. Micron Technology concluded fiscal year 2025 with an exceptional fourth quarter, exceeding expectations across revenue, gross margin, and EPS. This performance was propelled by strong pricing strategies and robust demand from key end markets. Key financial highlights for fiscal Q4 2025. Record revenue. Micron achieved a historic $11.3 billion in revenue for fiscal Q4, marking a 22% increase sequentially and a substantial 46% jump year-over-year. Full-year record revenue. For the entirety of fiscal 2025, Micron reported a record $37.4 billion in revenue, a significant 49% increase compared to fiscal 2024. DRAM performance. DRAM revenue reached $9 billion in Q4, up 69% year-over-year, representing 79% of total revenue. Full-year DRAM revenue was a record $28.6 billion, up 62% year-over-year. DRAM bit shipments saw a low teens percentage increase sequentially, driven by broad market demand, while prices rose in the low double-digit percentage range due to tight industry supply and favorable mix. NAND performance. NAND revenue was $2.3 billion in Q4, down 5% year-over-year, but up 5% sequentially. Full-year NAND revenue reached a record $8.5 billion, an 18% increase year-over-year. NAND bit shipments declined mid-single digits sequentially, while prices increased high single digits due to a favorable mix. Gross margin expansion. Consolidated gross margin in fiscal Q4 was an impressive 45.7%, a significant 670 basis point improvement sequentially. This was driven by a favorable product mix, improved DRAM pricing, and effective cost reduction initiatives. For the full fiscal year, gross margins expanded to 41%, a 17 percentage point improvement. Profitability. Non-GAAP diluted EPS for fiscal Q4 was $3.03, a 59% sequential increase, and a 157% jump from the prior year. Full-year EPS reached $8.29, a remarkable 538% increase year-over-year. Operating expenses. Operating expenses in fiscal Q4 were $1.2 billion, primarily driven by higher R&D investments. Cash flow. Operating cash flow in Q4 was $5.7 billion, with capital expenditures at $4.9 billion, resulting in free cash flow of $803 million. Full-year free cash flow was $3.7 billion, representing 10% of revenue. Inventory. Ending inventory in Q4 was $8.4 billion, or 124 days, down $372 million sequentially, with DRAM inventory days below target levels. Management's forecasts and outlook. Fiscal Q1 2026 guidance. Micron anticipates a record-breaking first fiscal quarter of 2026, projecting revenue of $12.5 billion, plus or minus $300 million. Gross margin between 51.5%, plus or minus 100 basis points. Operating expenses of approximately $1.34 billion. EPS of $3.75 per share, plus or minus 15 cents, based on approximately 1.15 billion shares. Fiscal year 2026 outlook. Capital expenditures are expected to be higher than fiscal 2025 levels, with a significant portion dedicated to DRAM front-end equipment and fab construction. Fiscal 2026 will be a 53-week fiscal year, compared to 52 weeks in fiscal 2025. Projected annual free cash flow is expected to be significantly higher year-over-year in fiscal 2026. Industry trends. Calendar 2025 industry DRAM bit demand growth is expected to be in the high teens percentage range, and NAND bit demand growth in the low to mid-teens % range, both higher than previous outlooks. Micron's calendar 2025 bit growth is expected to be below industry growth for non-HBM DRAM and NAND, reflecting a strategic focus on high-value products. DRAM supply is anticipated to remain tight in 2026 due to constrained node migration, longer lead times, and high costs for new capacity. NAND market conditions are expected to continue strengthening in 2026. Medium-term industry bit demand growth is projected at a mid-teen CAGR for both DRAM and NAND. Significant risk factors: geopolitical and macroeconomic conditions, potential new tariffs, global economic slowdowns, and supply chain disruptions remain ongoing risks. Technological advancements and competition: the pace of technological innovation and competitive pressures in the memory market require continuous investment and execution. Supply chain management: ensuring a stable and efficient supply chain for critical components and manufacturing processes is paramount. Customer concentration: while expanding, reliance on a few key customers in certain product segments could pose a risk. Execution of capital investment plans: the success of significant capital expenditures in new fabs and advanced technologies is crucial for future growth. Highlights of the quarter: record fiscal 2025 performance. The company delivered outstanding financial results, significantly increasing revenue and profitability. AI demand surge: strong demand for AI-driven products, particularly high-bandwidth memory, HBM, has been a major growth catalyst. HBM revenue reached nearly $2 billion in Q4, implying an annualized run rate of nearly $8 billion. HBM leadership: Micron's HBM3E products are performing exceptionally well, with HBM4 samples demonstrating industry-leading bandwidth and power efficiency. The company is on track to grow its HBM share to align with its overall DRAM share by calendar Q3. Technology milestones: the 1-gamma DRAM node achieved mature yields in record time, and the G9 NAND production ramp is progressing well. Data center strength: the data center business has become a significant revenue driver, reaching a record 56% of total company revenue with strong gross margins. PC and smartphone demand improvement: upgrades in PC demand, driven by Windows 10 end-of-life and AI PCs, and growing DRAM content in AI-enabled smartphones are positive trends. Automotive and industrial growth: these sectors showed strengthened demand and improved profitability. AI productivity gains: Micron is leveraging AI internally to drive significant productivity improvements across various functions, from product design to manufacturing. Lowlights of the quarter: mobile managed NAND sees development. While focusing on higher ROI opportunities, Micron sees future mobile managed NAND product development, though existing product support will continue. This strategic shift might signal a reduced presence in certain legacy mobile segments. NAND revenue decline: despite sequential improvement, NAND revenue saw a year-over-year decline in Q4, although full-year NAND revenue achieved a record. Key statements from management: Sanjay Mehrotra, Chairman and President, CEO. Micron had an outstanding finish to fiscal 2025, delivering fiscal Q4 revenue, gross margin, and EPS all above the high end of our updated guidance ranges, driven by pricing execution and strong performance across end markets. AI-driven demand is accelerating, and industry DRAM supply is tight. Our HBM performance has been strong, and robust demand, tight DRAM supply, and disciplined execution have significantly strengthened the profitability of the rest of our DRAM portfolio. Micron is uniquely positioned to benefit from the AI opportunity ahead, as the only US-based manufacturer of memory. We believe Micron's HBM4 outperforms all competing HBM4 products, delivering industry-leading performance as well as best-in-class power efficiency. Customer inventory levels are healthy overall across end markets. We expect calendar 2025 industry DRAM bit demand growth to be in the high teens % range, somewhat higher than our previous outlook. Mark Murphy, CFO. Micron delivered strong results to close out the fiscal year, with Q4 revenue, gross margin, and EPS all exceeding our updated guidance. For the full year, we achieved record revenue of $37.4 billion, up 49% year-over-year. Gross margins expanded to 41%, a 17 percentage point improvement from fiscal 2024. We expect price, cost, and mix to all contribute to strengthening gross margins in Q1. We expect our fiscal Q1 capital spending to be approximately $4.5 billion. While quarterly spend may fluctuate, this level serves as a reasonable quarterly baseline for the planned capital spend in fiscal 2026. We expect free cash flow to strengthen in fiscal Q1, and we project significantly higher annual free cash flow year-over-year in fiscal 2026. In conclusion, Micron delivered a stellar fiscal Q4 and an exceptional fiscal year 2025, demonstrating strong execution and benefiting from the burgeoning AI market. The company is well positioned for continued growth with a focus on high-value products and technological leadership. The outlook for fiscal 2026 remains robust, driven by sustained demand and disciplined supply management.